So Tina, I've heard a lot about this thing called chi. What is chi?
Chi's energy. It's just an oriental name for energy. And everything has energy. I mean, if food didn't have energy, we wouldn't eat it. And if certain locations didn't make us feel wonderful, we wouldn't go there. Why do you pick one restaurant over another? Because you feel really good when you're there. The energy feels wonderful. That sounds airy-fairy, but on a practical level, that's how it is. You pick a car because the energy of the car makes you feel a certain way when you're in it. And that energy is defined by the design of the car, all the neat, cool gadgets, and actually the color as an energy. The US Navy teaches how energy works, whether it's they're teaching satellite systems, but they never define energy. They talk about how it works, what it affects, how you use it, whether it's nuclear power or diesel generators or how that energy works. But energy is not definable, and if the Navy can't define it, it can't be defined.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what energy does, we know how it relates to us. So that's kind of a multifaceted way of describing what energy or chi is.
But I thought when I heard everyone talk about chi, they seem to be talking about chi in terms of people's body, like your body has chi.
The body has basically three kinds of chi. The first kind of chi, or the first kind of energy, is ancestral chi. And this is the energy, you can also call that the DNA you come in with. That is an energy. You come in with an energy of great vitality, or the energy is a weak energy, or a dominating energy, or timid energy. That's ancestral energy. I mean, a lot of times we've heard our parents talk about someone comes from good stock. Well, that good stock has to do with the energy that you come in with. And the ancestral chi is what the neonate, what the baby is living with, the embryo is living with and developing from, is that ancestral chi. The second type of chi is the chi you get from food. Food that rots is full of chi because it's that life force. You know, when you see it bursting forth, and you see the blueberry with that little whitish sheen, or the strawberry with that super rich color, and the color tells you how the energy is. So when you eat the food, you're eating that energy. And the more simple your food, the less you have done to the food, the more positive chi you will get in your body. The more processed the food, the farther away you have come from true dynamic chi. For instance, fish that is flash frozen when it's pulled from the sea has got that chi frozen and ready, and when you defrost it and you eat it, you are getting all that burst forth of chi. Same with frozen vegetables. So that chi is what gives you that vitality. You really are what you eat. And if, as Bill Cosby says, and I look at what I ate yesterday and I am very afraid. So you want food that is bursting with life force. And if you have to cook it or just eat it simply or raw, that gives you the most chi. The third type of chi is environmental chi. And that's, what's your home like? Is it clean? Is it beautiful? When you walk into your home, do you just feel wonderful? Are you surrounded by things that bring you pleasure, so it lifts your mood? Do you have all your walls painted dark? That's a dark energy, or a dark chi. Are they painted light? Are the art on the walls lifting you up? I'll give you an example of negative art. I met a lady in Los Angeles, and when you opened her front door, she had this enormous picture of a woman who was tied down and about to be raped. That's pretty negative chi. And I said, gee, do you really think like that? And she says, you know, I really do. That's, women are just victims.
Wow.
And so if that's the mindset you have every day, you are seeing negative energy and it's penetrating your very thought processes. So it's influencing you. If you live in a place where you don't see anything green, think how horrible the world would be without green trees and bushes and plants and flowers. If you have a plant at your desk, that plant is giving off positive energy in the form of oxygen. When you look at something, it calms your mind. That energy is just helping you and healing you. If you put on beautiful music, the higher vibration music, the more that chi is positively affecting you. The lower the vibration music, the more it's affecting you in a negative way. So those are the basic three kinds of chi that affect the body. When you have, let's say that you might eat well and you have a beautiful home, but your ancestral chi was pretty poor. You know, you came in with some problems. You can shift that by focusing on building and affecting what you can affect. You can eat good food. You can have your home feng shui, which is more than moving furniture. It's putting things in balance in your home and in your life and seeing things fall into place in a more pleasurable way, happier way. Happiness is positive chi, it's positive energy, and people want to be around you. When you smile, you're emitting positive energy. When your body posture, if you stand erect and straight, you reach for someone's hand and you really put your hand in there, and that person can feel you, the energy is coming right out of the base of your palm. This is an ancient ritual technique that is now modern because we all do it, but the handshake was basically you're rubbing your two palm chakras together to feel the other person's energy. And you know that you can do that because when you shake somebody's hand and all they do is take this, that makes you feel like they don't have a firm grip and you're not sure where you can go with that person. If they crush your hand, they're a little overpowering. If it's a big, beefy, sweaty hand, you're not sure you trust that hand. And if it's just so limp, it's like, gee, do you have any guts? Are you going to keep your word? But if somebody looks you straight in the eye and the energy from the eye goes to your eye and you shake that person's hand and you're still looking at each other and then you choose to release, now you're on an equal footing, you're in a balanced footing, and you feel that there's dynamic possibilities between you, all in the space of the seconds of a handshake. It's how dynamic the concepts of chi are. Isn't that fun?
Wow. So when I was asking about chi, usually people talk about their chi and their body. So like points on your body where there's chi. Like you go to an acupuncturist, for example.
An acupuncturist works on your chakras. Chakra basically is a Sanskrit word for wheel. And you have chakras at where your reproductive tract is, and the sacral area where your coccyx is, your solar plexus area, your heart chakra, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. And all of those follow the path of your spinal cord. And from the spinal cord out, you have what are called nadi, and they connect all the meridian systems. So those are the main chakras, but you have chakras in your hands, and in your feet, and behind your knees, and in your elbows. So when someone's doing acupuncture, they are triggering those to eliminate blockages. What you don't want is for an acupuncturist or a massage therapist to open your chakras. That's extremely dangerous because each of those wheels, and they start with a couple of blades in those wheels, and they become, by the time you get to the crown chakra, quite a few blades. They're very complicated and they're very delicate. Never let somebody open your chakras, ever. It's very dangerous. A chakra is like the most beautiful, delicate rose you can possibly imagine. And when the conditions are right, the rose beautifully opens and the flower is perfect. Well, every chakra in your body is a rose. And if somebody goes and peels the petals off the side of the rose to force that rose open, the rose will always be damaged. That's why you don't want anyone to force or open your chakras for you. You need to, and they do this to the heart chakra all the time. I want to open up your heart. Don't do that. Your heart opens when the energy in your body is at the correct place. And then it opens beautifully, and the rest of the body is in balance and is ready for it. Then it's a very beautiful thing for that person. That's a great question. You have another one?
No, I think you've answered all my questions.